Okay, I want to now show you the finished product. I'm very happy with the way everything turned out. I accomplished all my goals. I didn't put a lot of holes in the wall. It didn't cost a lot of money, and everything is very lightweight. It's very easy to maneuver, take down, whatever. And also, I didn't have to put any anchors in the wall because it was too heavy. I was able to get it done pretty pain-free, and there were a few hiccups here and there, but by and large, everything went really well. It actually scared me how well it went because I'm not used to that kind of thing, and it went very well. So without further ado, let me dig in and show you. This is the back of the room, and as you can see, I got a bass trap there, a bass trap there, and then I had an extra piece, and so I stuck them up there in the top using the same method. And essentially, my picture frame idea is right here. He's just hung. The one mistake I made in the beginning with both these guys is I put everything together, acoustic treatment and all, and then stuck them up there and tried to match the screws and the picture hangers together with all this on here. And really, the way to do it, I found later, is to put the frame together first with your picture hangers. Put that up first and put your screws in and make sure it hangs snug up against the wall. Then take it down, put your acoustic treatment on, and then when you go to put it back up, it'll fit just fine. The reason it didn't work this way is because the acoustic treatment is actually in the way. So when you're trying to put the picture hangers onto the screws, it was a little more difficult trying to find the screws. I couldn't see it very well, and it would have saved me a lot of trouble, a lot of headache had I just done it that way. Now this one over here, I actually did it the correct way, and as you can see, it fits absolutely snug up in there. It fits perfect. So I would recommend doing it that way if you're going to do this. All of my panels are the 1x1 panels, and essentially I glued them together and put one screw in each one to hang it. And once again, I mean, right here in the corner I have 5 screws and screw holes, and that's it. And that was my goal, try to reduce the amount of screw holes. So each one of these are just hanging just like a picture. And this piece down here, in fact, I'll turn the light on so you can see better. But this piece right here was actually going to be my ceiling acoustic, or my ceiling treatment. And what I ultimately did is I put it on a ceiling tile. And it just weighed too much. It was the same concept with these guys. When you start adding everything together, it really starts to add weight to it. And if you couple that with a ceiling tile or anything like that, you're going to ultimately have to put anchors in and all that to get your things to hang. And I didn't want to go through all that. I just wanted it to be a very easy process. And by not adding any extra weight, and just, because these guys alone, just stacked on top of each other, add just enough. But it worked just perfectly. And this was the same problem. This being the ceiling treatment was going to be sitting right up here above my head. I ultimately ended up not using any tile at all. I just made the 4x4, or I'm sorry, the 2x2 panels, and then screwed them into the ceiling. And I think there were 2 screws for each one, diagonal, one in the corner, one in the corner. And like I said, I just glued them together. These 4 pieces and those 4 pieces, they're 2 different ones glued together, and then I screwed them up into the ceiling. No more worry or nightmare of this whole thing falling on my head. So what I ended up doing is just putting it in the corner because I had nowhere else to put it. So I don't know. I have no idea if it's doing anything. Most likely it's not, but it looks good. And then the front of the room, as you can see right here is the front. I've got the panels on each side here for the monitors, which are not up right now. That'll be another series in itself. I've got to redo my desk, so I'll be showing that later. But as for now, got the one lattice piece right here with the picture hanger on it. These 4 guys are glued together, and as you can see right back here in the back, it's just hanging on one screw. So there was only 2 screws that I had to put in the front wall, which made me very happy. And these guys are really lightweight. I can just pop them off and put them on just like a picture. Really pleased with that. And then, of course, to the right, I've got the same concept. They have one lattice board. These four right here have the one lattice board. These guys, I ended up having to put more acoustic treatment right there because I guess sound was bouncing out of that or something, but it didn't sound right. So once I put that in, it seemed to fix it up a little bit. I don't know, for some reason I was getting some flutter or something in there. I don't know what was happening, but I ended up gluing those two pieces together and just screwing it onto the wall. Um, and then this, I had to get a little creative. I think everybody has to go through this. That's where it needed to go. So I had to get a little creative with cutting out a place for the light switch and the door handle. And essentially these guys are all glued together. And then I think I probably have like 2 screws in each one or something like that. Another trick that I learned as well through this process is as you are putting your screws in these holes and stuff, you want to use washers and whatnot to make sure that because the screw will ultimately end up going through and kind of, your styrofoam, or because this is essentially like styrofoam, kind of like. And anyways, you want to use a washer to make sure that it'll actually pin the thing against the wall, because the screw won't do it on its own. The head's not big enough, and it'll slide through the hole that you actually put into the treatment to get it on the wall. So make sure you buy some washers, put them and use them with this when you're putting that up. But I think that's it, really. As I said, if I could go back and do it again, I would put the frame on first and then put the acoustic treatment on and everything. And I don't know if I pointed it out, but if I didn't, that's why I put these little brackets up in here, because these guys they're not hanging on the screws like they should be. So it's a little ugly, but lesson learned. What can I say? But this is the room, and I'm very pleased with the sound. Very, very pleased with the reduction in echo flutter and just general room noise in itself. Very happy with it. And I wanted to point out as well, that picture is a picture my brother had painted of myself. No, actually that's Paul McCartney. And then you always have to have your idols sitting in your studio. And we have Frankie over here with his gang. But that's the home studio. I thank you guys for watching the studio, or for watching my little series. And I hope you'll keep coming back to see what else I'm doing around here, because I'm always doing something. Thank you very much. Bye.